Let us try to understand the step deviation method for finding the mean of group data. So here's an example. Using step deviation method, calculate the mean of the following frequency distribution. So if frequency distribution is given to us in the format of class interval, so the class intervals are 50 to 60, 60 to 70, 70 to 80, 80 to 90 till 120. And the frequencies are 9, 11, 10, 14, 8, 12 and 11 and so on. So let us see how to find out the mean for this frequency distribution. Let us see the solution. First of all, we need to make a table in the format which is shown in your screen. After this, let us mark out what all are given. First of all, the first column contains the class interval. You need to write these class intervals which were given in the question: 50 to 60, 60 to 70, 70 to 80, 80 to 90, 90 to 100, 100 to 110 and 110 to 120. After that, the next column is the class mark, which is also called the mid value. Then we have the frequencies which are already given in the question. The frequency for 50 to 60 was given as 9, 60 to 70, 11 and so on. So we need to write all this. Then the fourth column is UI. UI is xi minus a by c, where xi minus a is the deviation from the assumed mean and c is the class size. Class size is the size between the upper limit and the lower limit. The difference between the upper limit and lower limit of the class interval gives us the class size. Okay, so here 60 minus 50, that is 10. You can see in all these cases the class size is 10. And Fi ui means the product of the frequency and the ui which we have found. So let us start. First of all, we'll find the class mark. So the class mark for the first class interval 50 to 60 will be 55. How do we get this 55? Let us see the calculation in the rough. 55. We have to find the average of 50 and 60. The lower limit of the first class interval is 50. So 50 plus you have to add the upper limit of the same class interval, 50 plus 60, and then you have to find the average of these two. Average of these two means you have to divide this by 2. So 50 plus 60 by 2 comes 110 by 2. So 110 by 2 will give us the value of the class mark, that is 55. This is the class mark or the mid value for the first class interval. So this is how we get this 55. The value 55 has come in this way. Similarly, we can find the class mark for the second class interval as well. 60 and 65. What's the mid value? You can directly make it out as well. Between 60 and 70, we have 65. So that is the mid value or the class mark. 65 for the second class interval. Similarly, for the third class interval, we have 70 to 80, the mid value of 70 to 80. That is 70 plus 80 by 2, or directly you can make out that it's 75. Similarly, for this, we have 85, then 95, 105 and 115. Now, we have these class marks 55, 65, 75, 85, 95 and 105 and 115. Can you say which one is the middle one among these? Total we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 datas. So the middle one comes 85. So this can be taken as the assumed mean. We have to assume one of them as the mean. So the middle one is usually taken as the assumed mean. So we will assume 85 as the mean. But sometimes you have more than, sometimes you have even number of class marks. So 2 of them comes middle in that case. Suppose instead of 7, if you have 8 datas, then you'll have 2 of them as the middle ones. Then which one to take? Usually we should take the one which has got the highest frequency among those two. Among those two middle ones, the one which will have the highest frequency, those will be taken as the assumed mean. Like suppose if you 75 and 85 comes as the middle ones, then we will not take 75, we will take 85, because 85 has got 14 as the frequency, whereas 75 has got 10 as the frequency. So the highest one is taken. This makes the calculation easier. But remember, if you assume any one among these as the mean, the answer will come correct. You will get the correct answer. But the calculation may become a little tough. So it's better to always take the middle one as the assumed mean. And among the middle one, if we have two middle ones, if we have even number of datas, in those cases, the one which will have the highest frequency will be assumed as the mean. So here, the assumed mean is 85. That means the value of this A is 85. Now let us see how much this first class mark, that is xi, deviates from 85. That means the assumed means. So you have already known in the previous way of doing that the deviation, that is di, comes by the formula xi minus a. Xi is the class mark, and how much this class mark deviates from the assumed mean can be found out by xi minus a. So in this case, the xi is 55. So we get 55 is the first class mark for the first class interval minus, what is a? A is 85. So 55 minus 85 gives us the deviation. But since we have class intervals here, so we have a class size as well. So deviation according to the class size we'll have to take. So our class size or the value of C in all these cases, is 60 minus 50. You can make out from the first one, 60 minus 50. That is, we get the class size as 10. In all the class intervals, you have the class size 10 only. Yes, you should get the same in all of them. You will get it. So it's 10. So we will have to divide this by 10 to get the value of ui. So ui comes deviation by the C, deviation by the class size. So here in the first class interval, the deviation was minus 30. So minus 30 by the class size we have got as 10. So minus 30 by 10. When you calculate this, we get as minus 3. So the first ui value for the first class intervals comes as minus 3. This is how we get it. You can do it directly. No need of doing first finding the di and then finding ui. You can make it out directly like this. I'll tell you how. Let us see the second one. Okay. So here also we have to find ui value. So how do we do that? How do we find the value of ui? Ui, you can put the direct formula which I have given, xi minus a by c. So for the second class size, what is xi? Xi is 65. So 65 minus a. A is the assumed mean which we have taken as 85. So 65 minus 85 by 10. 10 is our class size. So 65 minus 85 comes minus 20. So minus 20 by 10 will give us the value of ui. So the ui for the second class interval is minus 2. Okay, this 65 minus 85 is di, deviation, and this is class size. Similarly, we can find for all of them. So let us see what do we get for the third class interval. For the third class interval, minus 1. For the fourth, we have 0. Yes, how do we get 0? 85 minus xi is also 85 and a is also 85. So 85 minus 85 by 10, 0 by 10, that is 0. For the fourth class interval, we get 1. 95 minus 85 by 10. So 1. For the next class interval, that is for the sixth class interval, we have 105 minus 85 by 10. So it comes 2. And then last one, we get 115 minus 85. That is by 10. That is we get 3. Likewise, we get the value of ui for all. After getting the value of ui, we need to find the product of fi and ui for each class interval. So in the first class interval, the fi is 9 and the value of ui is minus 3. So let us multiply them both. 9 into minus 3 comes minus 27. Similarly, 11 into minus 2, minus 22. 10 into minus 1, minus 10. 14 into 0, yes, it's 0. 8 into 1 is 8. 12 into 2 comes 24. 11 into 3 comes 33. Now this is the value of fi ui. Now what we need to find? we will first find the summation of all the frequencies which we have, the sum of all the frequency, or which we say as sigma fi. So if you add this all, you will get as 75. That means sigma fi comes 75. Now we need to add this fiui also and get the summation of fiui. How do we solve it? It's an easier way to solve. First add all the negative ones. Okay. After adding all the negative ones, 27, 22, minus 10, we get as minus 59. Then we'll add all the positive ones. After adding these positive ones, 8, 24 and 33, what do we get? We get 65. Now let us subtract. From the greater, we have to subtract the smaller. So 65 minus 59, and thus we get the summation of fiui, which comes here 6. Remember, sometimes this can come negative as well. It doesn't matter. If we get negative, if the sum of the negative ones comes more than the sum of the positive ones, we'll get the answer here, the sigma fiui in negative. So that may happen. Now we'll find the mean x dash. So mean equals, in this case, in the step deviation method, the formula comes a plus c into sigma fiui by sigma fi, where a is the assumed mean, c is the class size, and these two I have already told you. So let us put the value. 85 plus the c10 into 7 by 75, 6 by 75, we get this as 6 and this is 75. Let us cancel this first by BODMAS rule. So we get 4 by 5. 85 plus 4 by 5. Let us find this in decimal. So 0.8. 85 plus 0.8 comes 85.8. So this is how you can find the mean. Okay. So actually what we are doing is we are finding the deviation from the assumed mean. Okay. And this we are doing in step. So it's called a step deviation method. So this is a simple way of finding the mean for any grouped data like we have here. Okay, hope you have understood.